Season 3, guys, where we talk all about Melbourne, the talent within, and we have a lot of fun when we do it. So welcome. I've got two very, very sparkly young folk on the couch with me today. I have Steph and, of course, Tom.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
How are you?
Going good.
You're going good? Now, tell me, guys, you went out and saw a group or a band called Black Fox.
That's right.
Yes.
Tell me about Black Fox.
Well, they're a rocky young band, and when I interviewed them, we actually ended up wearing the same pants. They were wearing the gold version of what I was wearing. They are girl pants, but they like to stand out. So
Right.
that's their thing.
You'll see, they've got these cool varsity jackets
Yeah.
and stuff. They're just out there giving it a bit of fun to the stage and electrifying too. It was
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that's all what it's all about, and we've all seen Steph and the kind of things that she wears, so I'm actually pretty excited to see what these guys are
to
wearing.
impress her, yeah.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Became my friends and we began to dance. Some of them are married, some of them are living strange. It's funny how things turn out like that sometimes. No, I just wanted it to stay the same. No, just wanted it to stay the same.
Now, guys, Black Fox, tell us a little bit about it, Dave.
Well, basically, we started out, three of us played in a band called The Smoke, and then one of the guys from that moved up to Sydney, and the band kind of lost a bit of momentum then, so we decided to start something new, which became Black Fox. So we were playing for about a year as a four-piece, and during that time we wrote and recorded kind of most of the album, and then we got Mitch on board and Andre on the bass, and that took us back up to a five-piece, and we finished off the album, which we're launching tonight down here.
And your new single, Beatles Party. Now, what's this song about? It's a very interesting name.
It is. It's actually about a Beatles-themed party. So it was like a dress-up party that we had many moons ago, which is actually where we met our singer Dane, because my brother and I obviously were at the party, and it's kind of a party where we sort of all met the people that we're friends with today, except these guys.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't call them my friends.
No, we're
not.
not. I met Drake, the Lee over here tonight, so we'll see how it all works.
Maybe we'll write a
later.
song about that.
Yeah, maybe a song about that. Yeah.
So it was good to get someone else, and now and was that always the plan for him to come on board as well?
Yeah, he from the get-go, he always had an open invitation to be in the band.
Yeah, my plan to get him in.
It was Mitchell's plan?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Mitch will claim that
I
one.
poached him.
And who are the brothers? Dan?
Yeah, that's me and Lee. So, I mean, we've been jamming together for years. So, I think when we were in The Smoke, that was our first band together. And since then, all the bands we've been in have been together. And
So what's going on with these jackets? Is this kind of uniform or what's going on?
It's actually called Scarja.
Okay.
It's like what all the hoodlums in Japan wear. Like if you see them like sitting around a train station, chain smoking the rollies, squatting down, stealing your purse.
Andre's
They're all wearing
actually
these.
originally from Russia, and he found a stockpile of these jackets over there, and just brought them back for us.
That's it.
Who knows what they were used for beforehand? I don't think it was something good.
Well, it makes you stand out because it makes you guys very different. It kind of goes with the whole theme, doesn't it?
It does.
Beatles Party. There you go.
What are we expecting tonight at the ESPY? How do you guys go out there, and what does the crowd get, basically?
And they get a party. I mean,
Yeah.
from the get-go, we've been partying all night. We just want people on board. So,
Man, they'll be
get
slapping
board.
on a Black Fox tattoo. You want to get yourself one of these.
That's
and
it.
then, we'll be partying. It's free entry, so people can spend their money on drinks and just cut loose.
And what about what you guys were saying to me before about how you have a pair of these too, these pants?
Pants,
The disco pants are apparently in, and they're not just for women. And they're not black, the ones you have, yeah?
No, they're gold.
They're gold.
Yeah.
Oh, just so you don't stand out, yeah?
We like to
That's the
blend in.
point. Absolutely, no worries.
Good. All right, guys. Well, yeah, good luck tonight, and hope you kick a bit of ass.
Awesome. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Well, guys, what a band. And let me talk about those pants. Like, I thought you were joking. Steph, I don't know how you get into yours and how the hell they got into theirs.
Yeah, it's a bit of an effort. Yeah, I have to get on my bed to do them up and suck my stomach in. So
Right, because
yeah.
Steph has a stomach, guys, apparently.
So I don't know how they get into there.
Now, Steph, speaking of black pants, let's move on. Black and White Lines. Tell me about that.
Well, Black and White Lines is a short film, and it's directed by Darren Downs,
Right.
who has based the film on the 60s, which he's a really, really big fan of. So, yeah, 60s was a pretty big era.
Crazy
It
times.
was.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I was still a twinkle in my dad's eye. But look, I've done a lot of acting and musicals that are set in the 60s, and I love the 60s. I wish I was born in the 60s. So I'm kind of amped up to really see what this is all about.
Yeah.
I wish I was born in the 50s so that I could have been, say, 1950, so in 68 when it was real
Happening.
60s hippie
Ah,
times.
right,
Yeah.
so you were
Yeah,
18,
18, yeah,
and you could
yeah.
actually do
I
all
reckon
the
that's
things
when-
that they did.
That's right. I reckon that's when I should have been born, 1950.
1950? Well, lucky my dad was born in 1950. So
Me too.
let's go. Let's check out Black and White Lines.
It's just a test. Little initiation game we like to play.
Black and white lines.
They can deal with you in juvenile court. Now get out!
What's your crime?
Dropping out, yours?
Well, he's a real ear basher, isn't he?
He looks real rough too. I bet he spits on the footpath. Is this yours? Is this your knife? Did you give this to him?
Why are we doing this?
You stomp or you get stomped on around here. You don't have a choice.
So I'm here with Darren, guys, and he's the director of a new movie called Black and White Lines, and we're just outside of Box Hill High School. Darren, tell us a little bit about Box Hill High and how you got the idea to film this movie here.
Well, Black and White Lines was inspired by my love of 1950s juvenile delinquent and bad boy movies.
So, Alex, you play the main character, is that correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes I do, Michael Cox.
Yeah, and he's heard he's based on a James Dean kind of character.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Very dark and got a bit of a tempered personality, but
Yeah.
yeah, very much a James Dean rebel without a cause kind of character.
So I watched all these kind of films like Rebel Without a Cause and all these 1950s James Dean films, and got the idea to do it in a classroom from the Breakfast Club. So it was kind of a mix of a few different things, favourite movies of mine that inspired me to do what I did with Black and White Lines.
And who do you play? Sean, in
I
the
play
film?
Trevor Clemens, who's a shy little kid in the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the quiet one, but he has a big part, so it's good.
The quiet one's always the most important one.
Well, that's
I always
it,
like to
that's
think.
it.
The shy one,
You know,
they're the sus guys.
Yeah,
They're the
exactly.
sus ones in the class. You don't know what they're going to do.
So what's it like having the director cap on? Do you enjoy it?
Well, I wear it every day, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I've directed primary school productions, but directing adults in a film, I think if I was plonked into that room from, say, a year ago and plonked in there, I would have gone, oh my God, where am I?
Yeah.
I can't do this. But because it was a gradual process, it was writing the script, then it was getting a cameraman on board.
Yeah.
And the actors, met them slowly. So by the time I got to know each actor, there was a kind of a friendship there and
Right.
a comfortableness there with each other.
Yeah.
What was it like working with Darren?
Really? You want the truth there? Nah, he was great. He was an awesome guy. He really helped us with our lines, and he really got us into character. And to see the script develop, and him coming back each week with new lines, new ideas for the character, it was really good. And then seeing it all come to life and how he was on the set, it was very encouraging, and it was really good. It helped a lot.
And there's a lot that goes into the process of making this film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 3-4 months writing the script, and during that time, everything was about the script. It was just, I'd wake up in the middle of the night and I'd be scribbling things down, and I'd be going over the scenes. I knew every line off by heart.
So were you just like rehearsing in public?
Yeah.
People were thinking, what are you doing? Yeah.
The script changed a lot as well, and then originally, it was more like a West Side Story kind of dialogue.
Okay.
So, we just
Made it
more dark, like an Australian take on it. So
And it's got a lot to do with this era. Have you made it so it's, so it is based in the 1960s?
Yeah, because I wanted to make a 1960s film.
Yeah.
I wanted it to have that feel, and I wanted it to be like those movies that I love. And whether I pulled it off or not, I just kind of worked through the process, and everyone that's seen it has said you've captured they've said that you've captured the era really well. It looks like 1963.
Yep.
The casting is awesome, and the story's awesome. It's never lets up. The dramas from this. The opening scene is full on, and the last scene is full on.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for chatting to us and telling us about, Black and White Lines. It sounds like a fantastic story and something that's very, very different. It's going to capture a lot of people and the people that were born in the 60s or know a lot about 60s and those kind of films. They're gonna absolutely love it.
Black and White Lines. We need to go and check that out.
Absolutely.
We can go.
We can go on a second
Again?
day, or maybe a third day. I've lost track. The bromance continues. But I do believe that there's sneak peeks that are coming out.
Yep. And a trailer, so...
Fantastic. That stuff will be on our website and our Facebook page, so make sure that you check both of them out, mediastrikes.com.
And facebook.com/mediastrikesback.
Do it. But right now we're going to go do an ad break and we'll be right back with some more artistic style. Guys, joining us after the break, I have the very beautiful Yana in this fantastic dress. Check it out.
Thank you. It's actually a skirt that I have made into a dress with the help of my beautiful stylist, Ramsey.
Where do the talents end with you?
Well...
Oh, we won't go into it because we also have a blending into the couch.
Oh, yes, that's me.
How are you, Maritza?
Hey, I'm good, thank you.
You thought you'd come and dress for the couch?
I
for
did.
The scene?
I thought, yeah, we're friends.
Thank God she's got blonde hair.
Yeah, now you can see my face.
But look, guys, we're here to talk about our community because MSB is all about Melbourne. It's about the fine arts and our community, and we've got just that for you right now. I have Steve Proposh, our guest presenter for this week, and he's gone out and spoken to a young Indigenous artist by the name of Richard Bell. And he's got a great flair because it's Indigenous art at its best, but then mixed with a bit of young flair of the comics. And who doesn't love comics?
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Indigenous art.
Yeah, so why don't we have a look and see what they've got to say.
A man who disrupts and challenges. Like I said, those lunatic notions that so many have. People in this audience really believe, Aboriginal art, that's about those traditional people in the Northern Territory who do pretty dot things and stuff like that. And in doing so, they don't understand that they deny us our Aboriginality. Why should we be imprisoned in anthropological notions from the era of social Darwinism? Why should we be the only culture in the world that somehow or other is supposed to remain static, that is not supposed to evolve and adapt and change? Richard challenges those notions. And the fact that so many Australians find Richard's work, because of that, disturbing, is in itself quite disturbing. But whatever we got Richard, we can be confident, that life will be interesting. And now that he's come to Melbourne, Melbourne will also join those places in the world that have been fortunate enough to see his work in the flesh, so to speak. I have no hesitation thereby. As an academic historian with a PhD from the University of Melbourne, declaring Richard's exhibition open. Thank you, folks.
Hi, I'm Steve Proposh from Trouble magazine, and we're here today at Monash University Museum of Art to see Richard Bell's first major exhibition in Melbourne, Lessons on Manners and Etiquette. It's a wonderful exhibition. Richard is here today with Gary Foley. They're going to have a discussion at a recreation of the Aboriginal tent embassy that was set up in Canberra. It's a wonderful exhibition. Let's go have a look.
Ellen, there's moisture on the outside of my glass.
It's condensation, Johnny.
What about the fog on the window?
It's not fog, Johnny. It too is condensation.
So Richard, you mentioned in Trouble's social work that you did recently that your mum was very influential for you. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, well, she was. She was very influential in my life. Taught me how to wash, sew, cook, iron. That's pretty damn influential.
You also mentioned in the social work that there was a religious text that was very important to you. Could you expand on that?
Yeah, well, my mother was very religious, so I grew up having to read the Bible quite extensively, and Australia being a Christian country, I like to remind them of their responsibilities as Christians.
And are you Christian?
I'm somewhat less than a Christian, but I actually live my life according to the principles of Jesus Christ and Buddha and Muhammad and all these guys. You know, I think that they're all very noble.
Saying that talking about Aboriginality as a whole is part of is a white fella idea. I think it's part of the problem.
Indeed, but they're talking about an economic group of people as well. I mean, Gary's certainly been very.
Look, I think it's fine to have these discussions, you know, to talk about things Aboriginal, you know, like sense contact, you know, because this story about conquest and colonisation, it's a shared story. You know, we all have a stake in this, so it's all right for people to ask these kind of questions. Like, in answer to your question, you know, like, that raises up the prospect of if there's ever a treaty signed here, and I'm saying treaties because I think that with all these different groups of Aboriginal people, that whereas some of us are different as Croatians to Chinese or whatever, you know, so we should be talking treaties, but you can bet your balls on your titties that it's going to be a one-size-fits-all treaty that we're going to be getting. So that question is quite relevant, I think, to this whole discussion.
Okay, so Richard, I was also going to ask you more about your work. You use a lot of subversive glamour in your work, and to me that denotes rock star. How do you feel about the tag, the rock star of Australian art?
Damn, I like this guy.
Also, I was going to ask you, you appropriate lots of Western techniques in your work, like Pollock's painting and lots of pop art techniques. How does this serve your purpose?
Well, I wrap my messages, you know, in these various techniques.
All right, well, that was fantastic. We had Gary Foley firing, Richard Bell was funny. It's a fantastic exhibition. We've seen some beautiful art today.
What did you think of that? That was some
pretty
spectacular
yeah,
art.
Pretty special, JD. I think it's got so much meaning and depth to it, Aboriginal art, and it makes it even more important to us.
Yeah, it tells us all about a story, and that's what we love about the Indigenous culture here in Australia. And Yana, you particularly like the colours, am I right?
I love the earthy tones that they use, and also the patterns and the dot work. Like, it's just beautiful.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to wrap it up because we're going to go straight to an ad break. But big thank you to Stephen for bringing this piece of Melbourne and the culture to MSB and to the viewers at home. But when we come back, we're going to be seeking out Tom for some wordly advice. Welcome back, guys. Now, you may remember last week where we were talking to Tom, and he was saying that he was going to start a new segment all about dating, sex, relationships. And he has done so, and the first topic he was talking about was, of course, online dating. So I've got two beautiful single young ladies in the studio with me. So I've got the wonderful Jo and the very gorgeous Shona. How are we?
We're great, thank you.
You
Well,
good?
I am. Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm good.
Now tell us about online dating. Have you guys tried this before?
Me personally, never know.
No? Jo?
Well, I think the thing is, it's a bit of a not a faux pas. I know that, let's say even about 10 years ago, and people who would never go out.
Right.
And now it's kind of a lot more open. You can get apps, which are kind of creepy in some ways because it's like a GPS, and you can also know who is near you, who's on the app.
Oh, look out.
So, you could be out and about and be like, well, I guess I could go for a date. Who's near me? Okay, cool, all right.
But if you really think about it, today in society, with social media and everything like that, like Facebook, we're all sort of really doing this online dating without actually knowing. Because how many times have you met somebody out and gone and stalked their Facebook page and be like, oh, yeah, I want to go out with them. So, you know what I mean?
The thing is as well, like on your Facebook page, you're not going to put up a bad photo of yourself.
Well, I don't know about you, but I've got some pretty shockers of me on there. But
Media Strikes Back, beach.
Yeah, look out. But hey, why don't we cross over to Tom and see exactly what he found out about the online dating scene.
And this week, because we've got such an online following on Media Strikes Back, we thought maybe we'll just go with a bit of an online dating spin. And we've got a lovely question from Alicia from Collingwood, who asked us, do you think online dating is lame? Do I think it's lame? I think it has a place. I'm not sure if it's for everyone, because I think that a connection needs to be established early on if you're going to be dating. I think that you can't really get enough out of people online without having met them in person. So I'm just a little bit old-fashioned like that. But I think that for people that are, say, busy or a little bit shy, then there's definitely a place for it. I mean, everyone knows someone who has hooked up from an online dating scenario, and I'm sure everyone's got a success story that they're now engaged or they could be married by now. These days it's been around long enough. So I think there is a place for it, Alicia, but not for everyone. And I don't think that you can expect everyone to get involved in it. So that's my answer for you for this week. But let's have a little bit of a chat. We've got lovely Jana with us. Welcome.
Thank you, Tom. Look, I think that there is this stigma about online dating that a lot of people find that it's for losers, it's lame. But, and like you said, I know several people that have found successful relationships and, have now found their true partners for life. So I think definitely that sort of stereotype is kind of redundant this day and age, really, because, more and more we find that people are just too busy, and the only free time that you have to meet someone new is on the weekend. And I don't know about you, but my weekends are chock-a-block filled with engagements, weddings, birthdays.
I don't even know what's a weekend, what's a weekday.
Absolutely.
It's all just merging in together these days.
And what else is that, when you do have those types of engagements on the weekends, you generally know all the single people that are at those places.
Those places as well, yeah.
So how are you going to, meet someone new? And I think online is a great avenue for that. And, there's so many specific sites, for different religions, cultural backgrounds, different age groups as well.
Yeah, like we always talk about with matching values and matching interests with people. I think that is a good way to cull out what you don't want out of someone or what you definitely need. You can, tick those things or whatever it is. And I guess Facebook these days, you can actually just see a few photos of someone and say, hey, I like them, so I'm going to add them, which can go a bit creepy.
And speaking about that sort of, awkwardness on the first date, and especially with online where you might not have any mutual friends, it's completely random and spontaneous. I also think it's important for you to know that it's important not to go to a seedy area or a dodgy place late at night. So if you're going to do it, set it up in a way where there's lots of people around, because you never know. You've got to be safe, especially if you're a girl.
You're meeting a stranger at the end of the day, no matter how much you've chatted, and it could be someone completely different to what you thought. Well, thanks for your insights, Jana. And next week, guys, we're going to be talking about how to spice up a relationship. So everyone's been in a bit of a rut in a relationship. How have they got out of it? How do you bring it up to your partner? That kind of thing. So anything you want, any questions that you really want answered, go to facebook.com/Media Strikes Back and give us a question on there. Thank you to Alicia for this week's question, and we'll be in touch with you soon. Until then, happy loving, and we'll see you next week.
Well, thank you very much for that, Tom. You sure know your stuff.
Yeah, I told you he was a bit of a ladies' man.
He is a bit of a ladies' man, isn't he?
Yeah.
But guys, that's all that we have time for on Media Strikes for tonight. But do yourself a favour, it might be over. Head on over to our website, so www.mediastrikes.com.
And our Facebook page.
Yes, which is
Facebook.com/media strikes.
Yeah, we're testing the girls out here.
Also follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, we're everywhere now, and we
even
want
YouTube,
you.
I think.
Yeah, YouTube.
Yeah.
Yep.
So #GetOnIt.
#get on it. Oh, Joe, the trendy Joe. But guys, that's it for us in the studio. Look forward to seeing you next week.